greater wisdom from great masters, wisdom from everybody, greater wisdom from great masters, great people. In our manifestation science, it was about power of mind yesterday, visualization. Then about power of consciousness or the power of soul is only by, there's nothing to enhance there. We have to act, we have to draw from it. And the one that is in the middle is our limiting beliefs that my body just cannot be healed. Everybody told me I cannot heal it. Impossible for this condition to be healed. I'm the rare person who got it out of 1 and out of 10 million. So it comes, then there's nothing to do for about it. This is done. So the belief that limits us, whereas the consciousness is there, which is infinite in nature. So the best way to overcome these beliefs is by continuously doing our research, doing reading and reading the highest wisdom. When we read Jane Roberts, Power of the Subconscious Mind, or The Nature of Personal Reality, these are the beautiful books by Jane Roberts as a channeler, brought the material of Sith, a master called Sith. We fully understand nature of personal reality. How does what is happening into our lives? How do we create dual nature, non-dual nature? That we have this infinite power. Dreams are there for us to make use of them. There are so many points in this nature of personal reality. Power of subconscious mind is all about just clearly saying that our inner is merely reflecting outer. So change your inner, and then it starts from here. So my body cannot be healed, not possible. This is how it is. And when we read, first of all, that conclusion that it cannot be healed, when we read again and again, the books that talk about various healing, miraculous healing experiences, including whether biology of belief or you are the placebo, we recognize that it is possible to heal. Then about matching, it is possible to heal, we learn about it. Then it's about doing and being of it. So then it's about our intention, elevated intention, clear intention, and emotion that you can match up with. But it starts with reading books. It starts with, Patriji said, interaction. We have to interact with everybody because there is always a story. When we heard Vinayji a few days ago, that how he is working on getting his diabetes absolutely, completely in control, scientifically. It is an inspiration that I too can do it. So that's what is this whole satsang is about. Meditation cannot be only sitting in a corner and then just meditate and then done and say, I do meditation. Many of them are not progressing because the consciousness is not expanding. So our beliefs still remain beliefs. But that someone says, okay, I've been meditating for 5 years, I'm not getting any benefit. You will, of course, get some benefit. But these things that you have to go beyond your ordinary body, emotion, and thought, and we have to expand our consciousness. We have to break those limiting beliefs. On the prosperity, thinking, and consciousness, we sure must read books of Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza. Must read. We must definitely read Esther, Jerry and Esther Hicks. Of course, The Secret is a great book to get started. The movie, even better. The other day, somebody suggested The Heel, which is, apart from Joe Dispenza, many people, we should go and watch that movie, Heel. Oftentimes, it is the sincerity that is not matching up. We are often controlled by our body, our environment, our past. Every time we have a new intent, but then the intent is disturbed, and we go back to our old self because our environment, constantly the environment that we are in, which is disturbing us, keeps bringing back the old memories or the routine chores. And our body, of course, is constantly signaling based on how it feels and our past. So we got to see, how do I change these three? If you really are sincere, I mean, you say that I have to solve my health issue. You got to do something to take care of all three. You got to become that sincere. Change the environment. Take 30 days off, 60 days off. Do something rather than living throughout. Change the environment so that you're not on anything other than just this. If Chandra Mudalaji is able to spend 3 to 4 hours and then able to arrest a lot of what he is actually going through, his fingers or toes or nails are going off. Why can't we do it? We have to take that time off. No, I can only do my 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Then I'll still go to my office and do everything, come back home, do everything, the same grudging, this and that is continues to happen. If you have a deep rooted condition, you want to really solve difference, we got to change that environment. Take enough time. And we have to take our time to read. Unless we read, unless we expand. And this is where we work on what you call limiting beliefs too. We continue to read, but at the same time identify these limiting beliefs for that goal. The limiting belief that my body, my health condition cannot be healed. I've tried for 15 years, I've checked all doctors, so this is not going to happen. You've got to change that limiting belief. How do you do it? First of all, we read a book which is expanding and saying everything is curable. So it says that if quantum physics model and if epigenetics model is saying that anything can be healed, so I too can heal it, then you take inspiration of somebody who has actually done it. Now, anybody who has got diabetes and sugar, if you really want to heal, then we have enough examples, some deep rooted. If Chandra Madhalaji, who is just one among all of us, is able to heal with this very meditation, then I too can heal. If Anita Morjanaji can heal a cancer, I too can heal. So there are any number of examples. We just put our research hat and then look at it. There are many examples that come up for every condition that is there. So use that as our empowering belief. So we're no longer limiting and saying it's not healable. My doctors told me, my people are telling me, I've tried enough. Those are all those four limiting beliefs. For each of them, we got to write an empowering belief. And then remind ourselves about it regularly. Every time this would come up, then remind ourselves. So then slowly, we reprogram. When we do that, we reprogram our subconscious pattern, our past, which is the past is basically a program of various feelings and emotions into certain beliefs. And then the past has to be reprogrammed. We keep reading to enhance, and then the reading knowledge, the learning will help us to formulate and such very strong, empowering beliefs. We keep talking, we keep attending these programs like this, so we get know that Chandra Madali solved himself, or Balasundramji is on his way to heal himself completely. Any of us. I could heal my backache significantly. It took me 40 minutes to move an inch in one of the days. So we take that inspiration, we talk to people, gain that knowledge, wisdom. We read books and then formulate our empowering beliefs by working on limiting beliefs. What are my limiting beliefs against my current condition? For my health, these four are there. For each one, we need to put. I've been trying to take medication for last. I've been taking medication 15 years. It's not changed. So how will it change? It just with thought. It's not going to work. That is a limiting belief. Quantum model is telling that everything is possible, and then miracles are possible. So is the case with an example that you take. Somebody actually solved it overnight. Tebasmithaji, carrying something for 5 years, but then was able to change it in 2 weeks. So miracle is possible for me too, and it can happen. That could be a affirming belief for it. So For every limiting belief that we carry against our goal that we are serious about, we can write those affirming or empowering beliefs. We write an empowering belief, which will empower us, then pull us back into this old limitation. Then what do you do with these empowering beliefs? So our meditation, manifestation time. And you constantly affirm. Affirmation with a feeling is slowly get us to program our subconscious, right? So best way to do is meditation. If we are doing everyday meditations, every day 2 times, 3 times meditations, end of the meditation where we are doing visualization, we are affirming our goal as part of this whole visualization segment, affirming our goal. I am this. I have a totally new body, which is allowing me to run 30 kilometers in my marathon, 36 kilometers, whatever that is. We have affirmation of what we are. Then we recollect all those empowering beliefs. When I wrote for my company, which was trying to get it acquired, I had 5 limiting beliefs. My company is India company, so it's tough to get acquired. I do not have global customers. Customers in the United States is tough to get acquired. My investors are not known because my investors, where's my close friend Shreyans Dagaji, who is a spiritual man, but of course is a businessman, very successful, but not in IT. We are an IT software company, infrastructure software company. It requires a traditional, the high flying VCs, venture capitalists are required. But then here is a businessman doing in commodities, and then he's invested. So that is how we perform. Okay, because oftentimes in a high tech company like ours, it requires also who is the background, right? And what's the background of founders? What's the background of investors is seen always to assess the credibility of it. So there is a belief. But when investors are not known, unknown investors, how would somebody be interested? It's a belief. So I had to work on all those limiting beliefs I'd written down against my company acquisition. And then I started writing everything an empowering belief. India company unknown. I said if Flipkart and these companies can actually be recognized, no matter who the investor sees globally, then my company can be too. It'll be one of them. I took a positive thing about what has happened that'll help me to grow as opposed to several other thousands of companies we just would not ever be get an acquisition or exit from a company that is sitting in the United States. So we find inspiration for each of those limiting beliefs and write our empowering beliefs, dear friends. And then put it into our meditation practice in that visualization segment. Affirm the belief. Then we say, affirm one of each of those empowering beliefs. Anywhere in the sequence, it doesn't have to be. You affirm a feeling. If I can do it, if Flipkart is recognized worldwide, my company will absolutely be recognized worldwide. It's a possibility, right? We're latching on to the possibility of happening versus the other possibility of it can just go down. It'll not be recognized like many other companies never be recognized. Everything is a possibility. It depends on where we want to put our attention on. All leaders have been doing this. They're not perturbed by the current disturbances, and so they're always are latching on to and then fix their target and where they want to go. And they had something in them, and so they're able to do it. And where is the something in them? We have to go back to their past. The past continuum is happening. So you got to go back to the past, not necessarily in this life. It's got to be a past continuum. It's not possible to explain otherwise that at 20 years of age, people are running $1 million to billion-dollar companies. It's not possible, right? If we have to put our conventional thinking and wisdom and say, you have to get a nice management degree, you got to get real hardcore knowledge and wisdom to be able to run a big company. But then there are people running it, right? There are people who are singing at 10 years without even having any practice. How is that possible? So we got to go back to the past. Having probably done lots of meditation, having actually run many such larger entities in the past. It could be a king, it could be a kingdom, it could be something, but you built it up. But certainly, an elevated consciousness exists, which requires us to understand that we don't get perturbed by the day to day nuances, the issues, but we still stay on the target because you believe deep inside that it is possible. Anyone, when some disturbances come, when we withdraw and then go back, is because we deep inside we don't believe that my thoughts and feelings can create reality. First thing is that we got to establish this is so strongly it cannot be disturbed from a reality. We got to establish it so strongly. That's where, dear friends, books help. Books help when we read again and again. So it's so important. As much as we meditate, we have to constantly learn from environment, learn from others, and then learn and then read. So let's go into our meditation once again, that manifestation meditation. But today we will add that empowering belief segment. I'm going to say that after I would say in the visualization, I say affirm your goal. Then I say affirm your empowering beliefs. So those of you who have gotten a goal written, if you've gotten a mind movie where you're going to visualize and dream about it, like yesterday did, now think about just think about one limiting belief. Do you have anything that you consider limiting to you, where you that limiting belief, if it keeps projecting, it's a self-sabotage, it keeps on putting a negative opposite energy? Think about at least one belief, and then further write an empowering belief. If not anything, and say, quantum model says that everything is a possible. No matter what my past, everything is possible, so it's happening for me. That would be an empowering belief. But on top of it, if we find a quick inspiration of a person or a place, put it in. Like I said, a company, if Flipkart could be recognized, my company can be recognized, right? So like that, if you have any limitation, and then if you have an inspiration, put it. But otherwise, quantum model has not, they're always saying nothing to do with the past. It's purely based on my current thought and feeling. So I'm absolutely is overcoming whatever that is, that limiting belief. I absolutely is opposite of that. So put that as your empowering belief. So in the meditation visualization, I'm going to say, affirm your goal, affirm your empowering beliefs with heightened feeling and emotion one by one. So if you have multiple, read out. I know some of you are there from the past, so you already may be working on it, so you can affirm those. And then I'm going to go in and say, now let's go into our new future. And then imagine, dream, live your mind movie of all the sequences. I'm going to say that. So we start enacting, we start bringing up various scenes, and then put yourself into that scene and then visualize and dream. Right, friends? Relax yourself, sit comfortably, experiment. If not anything, it's an exercise of doing an experimentation. If there are so many people in the world are saying it's helping me, then why not us? Why not? Why can't we? It's so liberating. And then if by sitting in a corner and then actually create a lot of this movement, I mean, you can move energies. Some of the uh, uh, golf players, I think Tiger Woods, some of these players say, every shot I make, it is already rehearsed in their mind so well, because they look at various combinations, they rehearse it. Visualization is a great technique. Most of the sports personalities use it. Just Google once, visualization, sports personality, you'll get a ton of them. They rehearse every shot. Virat Kohli, I read somewhere, half the time he spends in visualizing. In his practice, so many hours he spends in visualizing. If I get a ball from the short pitch, what do I do? This angle, what do I do? Go forward. If it comes over pitch delivery, I go forward. Short pitch delivery, of course, it goes backward, but which side it goes? They visualize every move, and then so much in rehearsing that when it comes to it, then the body is ready to actually execute it, because there is hardly any time to think and act. You got to be that right. That it has to become a skill. So if not anything different, it is just going to be it's a fun exercise to try it out. Why not? So that's why I say everything, including meditation, is an experimentation. It's a scientific process. Like Gautam Buddha said, experiment. My truth, it worked for me. Will it work for you? You got to experiment, explore. So relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. And those of you are new, right? Those of you are new, we're doing Anapanasati meditation or breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind For emptying the mind, we observe a normal, natural breath. Take any point in the nose, here, here, here. Observe breath is going in, coming out. And when I observe the breath, slowly mind becomes empty. And as you're observing the breath, your attention may go off to thought again. So you're thinking, when you recognize you're thinking, come back to observing the breath again. So it'll be the process where we go off to thought when we bring our attention back to the breath. I'll be guiding through it, so it might help you. And anytime if you're thinking, and if you know that you're in the body, your environment, and you're thinking about people, places, then the goal for you is to bring back to the attention of the breath. My guidance may be going different levels, but if you're not able to follow that, best thing is to just come back to attending to the breath. And as you attend to the breath, as it become empty, depending on where we are in this guidance, you can just try to catch on to that, right? So this is the main meditation we're doing for a long time. Before that, we're doing something called heart elevation, where you keep your hands on your chest area and then you feel a heightened emotion. Follow my guidance actually in that. For breath mindfulness meditation, anapanasati, we close your eyes, remove specs, fingers into fingers, rest your hands comfortably in your lap, on your legs, right? On your thighs, in your lap. And then cross your feet at ankle. Cross your feet at ankle, fingers into fingers, resting in your lap, and then eyes closed. Observe that breath. In breath, out breath. Natural breath. No manipulation of the breath. Natural. So this is breath mindfulness meditation or anapanasati. Empty the mind and then merge with the emptiness that exists everywhere. So that's the goal. And before that, we're doing a heart elevation process. And so today, being in the manifestation week, we are doing something extra. So heart elevation, where we are filling up emotion in our heart, then emptying the mind for a long time. Afterwards, we are talking of dreaming and visualizing about a great future that we're looking to have in our life. So any goal you have, just start dreaming about it as if the goal has happened for you, right? If the goal happens in your life, how do you feel? What things you do? All of that you visualize, everything as much as possible. And then you can go back and then watch some of this week's videos to understand this process fully. Relax yourself. Anyone sharing? Anybody would like to share? Somebody new?
So I'm Dr. Devi. I'm familiar to you. I'm from Chennai, and I work for Spiritual Tablets, Dr. G.K. Sir's foundation.
Yes, Devi. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Connect.
Yes. It's a wonderful experience, sir. Definitely, I feel very elevated attending daily classes, and I have my own goals and manifestations which I need to. So Vani ma'am has advised me to join group meditation before 15 days when this program was about to start. So daily joining these sessions, starting the day with a high vibration and a different feel is really helping me to do all my regular routine differently, definitely a new energy and a new way. Because although I meditate, but I miss many things, whatever you're telling, I really can feel very connected, and I'm able to, change myself a lot. And the way I think and the way I perform is definitely better. So thank you very much, sir. And especially that the other day, the double slit experiment, what you have told in very detailed way. Really, even that day I wanted to speak, but I just, I just want many more new masters to speak. That's why I couldn't give my feedback that day. But every day and every word you speak is really making some difference in my life. Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful, Devi. It's great to have you. I know you've been doing a lot of work by yourself. Wonderful.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes. And one more thing I wanted to share with you, sir. So actually, sir, we have been working with Dr. G.K. sir, and we are connecting many sessions. So after coming here and seeing so many entrepreneurs, and because I also always wanted, aspired to be a motivational speaker, and I want to be a entrepreneur. So if when I'm seeing all these masters, I am getting even more motivated that I can do so much. I can just bring many big projects. That motivation I'm getting in this group. Because I'm seeing so many other masters, and especially you, and that the way you work and the way you present and the sessions. So I get very motivated. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Dr. Devi. I mean, we are so fortunate to have many leaders starts with Kath cancer, SVB. And when we actually know about them more, when we study, and hopefully that's why we're trying to bring their experiences and and their life experiences. One is meditation, second is what they could achieve. And we all know that if somebody is achieving a lot, then they are inbuilt the qualities of any a meditative leader. And so we are bringing that experience. So thanks for joining.
Yes.
Tomorrow we are having uh, Ghaisa, the chairman for the Sterling Publishing House, is going to share in a business leader segment. And Sunday, my monthly reconnect, we're going to have our mentor Karthikeyan sir, this monthly reconnect Sunday morning, going to share longer experience of his message. So yes, each of these are opportunities for us to get inspired and motivated more. Thank you. Let's do Meena Joysha, please.
Sorry. Hi, this is Meena Joysha from New Jersey. I'm really thoroughly enjoying the manifesting session. After yesterday's session, and I thoroughly enjoyed today's session as well, I went and looked for the ballroom gown online. I was like 12 o'clock midnight. I was still looking for the gown I'm going to wear, which is like 3, 4 sizes smaller than what I am right now. And it was so real for me. I had to share that. Thank you so much.
No, that's you said it. It's important. It's important because the manifest is not about visualizing and then put it all into the closet and then just carry on with our daily work as we are. It's important what you're doing. If you have an experience where we're actually going to wear a ballroom gown and then do the dancing, then we got to start doing that, start acquiring, which is exactly what you're doing. If we believe a large business contract needs to happen, and then we are working on it, and then in between we get any adversities, the client says, okay, I don't need it, and then you got to find something else. I'm going to look at something else. This is the time to hold on. And then our belief, our visualization is about actually signing a beautiful contract with the client. So continue to work on the contract because we can still work on the contract or continue to write the document, continue to sign. I mean, you got to go and then finish your part of it as if it's happened. So we got to carry on with the total belief, even though some of these adversity in between keep coming. It can come,
You know,
right?
it
But
def- that's a great advice. I was showing it those gowns to my photos of those gowns to my granddaughter today and my like daughter's mother, my daughter, and everybody, and they're looking at me smiling. But that's okay. I know they they're very happy for me too.
wonderful, wonderful. That encourages a lot of people to live a dream that they have not done. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Diti Jain?
Hello.
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just new to meditation. It's just 10 days I've attended this session and I'm just very new, learning new things from you. And meditation, I don't know how this 1 hour just goes off. I'm really thankful that you're just quality time that you're giving us, and I'm really experiencing is really nice. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you,
I
Diti
have
Jain.
a doubt here. Sir, when doing the meditation, when we fold our hands together, is it that we are not supposed to move at all, or is it okay to be in the comfortable position? Can we move?
You can move. You can change. It's not necessary that you be in that same posture at all. Comfort of the body is important. So if it's discomforting you, then try to change the posture.
Is it
Extend your
okay
legs,
when
close your
can
legs.
we release our hands for a second and again join back?
If you have to do, do. But you just
Okay,
work through the discomfort, then you will hold on to it. Not
okay.
necessary. Okay, but
So
it's
it's
absolutely required, then you do it. Normally
okay.
people get getting their legs numbed when they
Yeah.
sit on the floor, so then you are stretching your legs and then again pulling them back in. So
So
hands
it's
normally is not a problem, so you should just sit through it as much as possible for hands, unless you really require it.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Thank you, sir.
So, but I will definitely be there after to understand. So, part of this difference, part about healing and the manifestation and healing, right? Healing of the body is fully in an individual's control, right? Healing of the body is an individual control. Making a business successful is a group has to come together. So when it comes to healings, if we can raise to the occasion and say we got the sincere intent, that we can actually make wonders into the body, right? It's mind over matter. It is that placebo effect, right? For example, this Harvard research about the senior citizens, people who have been taken to a resort, and where they have been kept in the resort for 1 week. There's a change of environment for them and a change of thought. When they're kept in the resort for 1 week, and where everything has been set in that resort, 20 years younger to their 20 years younger to their life. So 20 years ago, what was the situation, scenery, what kind of dressing, food style, lifestyle, the TV shows, and all of that, the resort set it up like that. And so when these senior citizens walked in and then spent 1 week, and they were divided into two groups. One group asked to just spend the time. Another group is asked to think that they're 20 years younger. And the group that just spent the time became 44% of them became younger. And the group that also thought regularly that, yes, I'm younger, 63% became younger just in a week. What does it mean by younger? They grew height. The hunchback has gone. They were going back and then playing tennis as if they were 20 years younger. They're playing tennis very freely. They were participating. They're shaking the leg off the song as soon as it comes. They no longer withdrew themselves as in it's not for me anymore. Just a week of environmental change where the environment is signaling them in all the old memories. And so they're able to live off that old memories and then become younger. So they truly believed. So this emotion that you experience is very, very important. Japanese experimentation was done. Then when you laugh, so when you laugh, laughter as an emotion brings a lot of joy. And it found that it actually regulates, it upregulated 39 genes. And in that, 14 are about immunity. It actually developed immunity just by laughing. So laughing is bringing joy to ourselves. So every now and then, taking those funny movies or this and that, so relaxing and then laughing, just by laughing and then relaxing it just upregulated genes which we actually produce these killer cells to take care of immunity. So immunity develops as we experience this positive emotion, and then so naturally is that our body is repairing. There is an emotion called, there is a chemical neuropeptide called oxytocin. The oxytocin is a very important neuropeptide. It's helping and then go and then upregulate several cells in the body. And oxytocin is produced when you are experiencing compassion, gratitude, kindness directly with other people. That's why service helps a lot. People, when you serve and then have this higher understanding, where you're going and then actually helping, people are not just teaching meditation, people come to you and then you feel so compassionate and somebody has a problem, right? So helping others, we must take to service, right? It just makes us naturally move into that compassionate states. And as a result, then we're producing tons of this oxytocin, and oxytocin is actually directly going and then signaling our hormonal centers, which in turn are signaling various cells in the body. Bruce Lipton very clearly explains, and then many bio scientists explain that our cell, if you look at the cell biology, cell has a nucleus, right? The nucleus, when we all learned biology, cell has a nucleus. When they removed the nucleus, the cell did not die. But when they damage the cell circumference, then a membrane, cell started dying. So they concluded that the cell has receptors around this membrane. And the cell receptors around the membrane have the receptors which are the ones which are taking information, taking signal. When they take the signal, then they go in, and then a DNA selection is done, and then there is from the DNA selection, certain combination is expressed, so your new protein is produced. Because cells, the DNA is a code, right? A code produces a protein. Scientists thought that one DNA, one protein, but they were actually not right. The Genome Project, apparently, where there are about 120,000 proteins in the body, they thought 120,000 genes will come, but they're not true. They only found 23,000 genes. That's why this experimentation was suppressed. So 23,000 genes only produced. That means what? Every gene is producing more proteins. So the stat is only 1.5% of DNA we use. Everything else is dormant. 1.5% is only, everything else is dormant. But when we have a lot of oxytocin produced, when you have these emotions that is coming in, like the laughter, which means joy, they're actually going in and then producing, they're actually going in and signaling these cell receptors, and then they take in, and then appropriately they produce the right protein. So in this case of the CNS regions, what may have happened? The body responded because they're feeling so good about being young and energetic and active. So it responded and produced new proteins to construct new cells, or in other words, this concept of stem cell in the body. We heard the stem cell research. Stem cells are this, pool of cells that are available, which can morph them into a skin cell. It can also be a liver cell or a neuron cell, whatever that is. The stem cells are a pool of cells. The body always has them. One is to repair a current cell. Another is to actually supplement with a new cell to repair and construct a portion of the body that otherwise doesn't exist. So if cells have depleted, and then say, okay, now you cannot solve your arthritis because it's completely something is gone. But remember, the stem cells are there in supply. And then when we are producing these, when we are signaling them through the cell membranes, through the external environment, we understood this whole quantum field has got energy. Energy is information. Information is influenced by thought and feeling. So when that is producing into the body, either through that or through this neural peptides that are going through, and then different. So there is a cell activation happening inside, and a certain protein is produced. So some of the stem cells also morph into right cells and then can heal and construct. So healing absolutely is possible with significant of thought and feeling and emotion. Feeling and emotion is producing a lot stronger, powerful signal. And so feeling and emotion is necessary, important. So for that, we have to have clarity of what is it I want to experience. When you have clarity, that means you got excited about an experience that you're looking for. So to be excited about an experience you're looking for, of course, meditation is helping to see what is that really going to keep me happy deep inside. Because if a heart has to open up to produce a feeling, right? And then for that, you need to slowly align and say, what is that I need? What is that I seek? If that experience that I've already lived in the past, then body does not feel right, and then it cannot produce emotion. So everything is linked up, and then meditation is a greatly helping us. Meditation is helping us to first drop the difference with others. So naturally help us to move into a compassionate kindness states, right? Meditation helps us to be fully grounded and say, yes, I am much larger than this body. And so all your problems go away. Stop complaining, stop judging, and then instead you start becoming somebody much larger than that. So naturally you are emitting positive, unconditional love and energy to people around you. So you are naturally moving into positive emotional states. So then naturally then we have to produce that signal in the new genes to produce new protein to heal ourselves. So that's why default creation happens for many people. When you meditate regularly, you automatically are into positive state, and it's automatically healing happening. But manifestation is a deliberate creation where we are actually also applying extra energy, right? Because we want to accelerate the process. What may happen in 2 years, 3 years, may want to accelerate and then do it now because we seek an experience different. So healing is absolutely possible. I said in the beginning, our environment, our body, and our past. Three things are constantly disturbing us and putting us back into the old self. So environment change, if you are serious about this, next time there is a program, if there is a 6-day program, go in, put all the things aside, take 30-day off from the work. If we are so much concerned about the health, take 30-day off from the work, go into a place like Pyramid Valley, go into an ashram, where nobody is disturbing you, bothering you, including your family members. If there is a program where a large group is coming, it's even more important. Then it's going to drive us up because we're getting inspired by listening to others and participating in a group. So spend the time, take those 3 days off, because every time you go into an event, maybe take time off on 3 days, 5 days, like this senior citizens for 7 days, if they're there, then actually change. They change a point, then they didn't go back. When they went back, they continued to live a younger life. not just for that week. So change the environment for a long enough period until the time what you're looking for changes, right? Change the past, read books, learn, attend more events, more things. So the body, of course, as you meditate, we're transcending time and space. So naturally, we're going to transcend this. In meditation, we transcend time and space. So we do not recognize that we are in the body and the environment. So meditation is a great thing for all three of them, dear friends. So that's our manifestations. Of course, we got 2 more days. We'll understand some more tips around the manifestation. But otherwise, always great to talk about this, and we'll have more and more opportunities as we go along. There'll be a 3-day program after this 6 weeks program ends. I'm thinking mostly we'll be doing the last week of this month in Pyramid Valley again, 3 days of pure manifestation, rewiring ourselves, and then doing lots of long meditations. We'll hope to announce it very soon. It could be the last week of this month or first week of January. So we'll figure out and then we'll announce it. Those who want to join and then take this to the next level, stay tuned for that announcement and then join more. Code is COVID. It's going to live its life and we're going to have our life. Thank you so much for your time. And Gaisa, can you give a message?
Good morning to Chandraji and all the masters. It has been a pleasure to be with you all in the morning, right in the morning. It encourages and it makes the day. You plan your day with a smile, with a life full, not with the look, I don't have this. Never say I don't have this, say I have all the things, what I want to. And you will feel pleasure and you will be sharing with others too. And by doing the meditation right in the morning, it is a well begun, half done. So I am really enjoying this meditation program. I'm there right in the morning. Even when this 6 weeks program ends, I'm there with the group so that I do not want to change this habit. It is becoming a habit. Thank you, Chandraji, for making me and giving me an opportunity to share my feelings with all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you. You have such a powerful voice. Your voice is very powerful, sir. Great. Thank you for that message. Make it a habit. A meditation is made a habit. Health has got to come. Thank you. And we'll close the session.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jasneem. First, I want to thank Chandra sir and Dr. Karthikeyan sir. So I want to share my experiences through after meditation and before meditation. So if you weren't there in the last meditation session, I talked in that too. And if you noticed, my voice was cracky and I couldn't speak very well. But now, because of meditation, it helped me to speak better, and I can speak more clearly, and I can speak my mind. I feel free. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank Chandra sir for guiding me through this, through guided meditation. I also want to say an example of mine that I tried to say in the last meditation session, but I couldn't get it out as clearly as I wanted. So this example is about my mind and my thoughts. I think of my mind as a glass or a cup, and my thoughts are water. When you fill a cup of water, and you don't turn off the tap, the water overflows. That's my mind and my thoughts. The cup, which is my mind, can't hold all my thoughts. That's before meditation. My thoughts were overflowing, and it was just like a crazy mind. And then after meditation, I felt like that water has stopped overflowing and it's slowly decreasing. So my thoughts are slowly decreasing, and I think more clearly, and I can really understand myself. I also because of meditation, I've also started I've started reading books such as the Bhagavad Gita. We got the Bhagavad Gita, and now it's like a daily thing to read Bhagavad Gita every day in the morning. And so I've also started watching some motivational videos, such as one video that I watched is where a man, his whole body collapsed at age 14, and only one finger had strength in it, only one finger. And with that one finger, he typed and published 4 books. 4 books with just one finger. We have all our fingers and all our body parts, but we don't use them as wisely that he did. So I think because of meditation, I started thinking of those things. I was thinking like, I can do it. If he can do it with one finger, then I can do it with all my fingers. And I also started thinking about climate change. Like I've I've learned about it in school and everything, but I never really took much interest in it. I've always been like, okay, so it's climate change. That's it. But now because of meditation, I started thinking more clearly. It's hurting the trees, the environment, and climate and carbon dioxide can even hurt our community. I started thinking about animals too. We stopped eating meat now. And I started thinking about animals. I was like, well, if animals are pretty much a human being, but in a different form, then why should I or anyone eat them? I started thinking about that. And like I said, the Bhagavad Gita has given me a lot of information and a lot of wisdom. Last night I talked about it with my dad. He really, I want to thank him because he listened to me. He listened to everything I said. He didn't just leave in the middle or interrupt me. He listened to me. I also want to thank my brother because he at first I really didn't want to read the Bhagavad Gita. I was like, it's a book, right? But then my brother wanted to read it, so he asked my dad to get the book. And then when I saw him starting it, I was like, well, I can read it too. So then I started reading the Bhagavad Gita, and that has helped me find more wisdom and find more the thing that I really need to know. I I want to thank my mom because she does more than just cook and clean and everything. She also has to do her own schoolwork and do her own studies while balancing out for us. So I want to thank her for saving some time for us. And I want to thank Dr. Karthikeyan sir because he really encouraged me. He really encouraged my family to continue doing meditation. And that's actually for all the Buddha CEO members. They're all very motivational, very kind.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone and to thank Buddha CEO Vina too, because I think she's very inspirational to me, along with all the other ones. So I want to thank everyone, also co-participants, because they have shared their experiences, and their experiences have helped me learn, and that helped me share my experiences. So I want to thank everyone here, and I plan to continue my meditation, and yeah. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. You are. So you start thinking about environment and you're reading Bhagavad Gita. So much gratitude to your dad, the way you said it. Thank my dad for listening to me. Wonderful. So what an experience. Sir, when are you going to start teaching? Or have you already started teaching?
Oh,
When are you going to start teaching meditation?
maybe in the next summer. I'm think an uncle he said he has for next summer that he's gonna gather up all the 5th graders and I can share my experience and probably what I've learned. I am really looking forward to that and hoping for it. So I just can't wait to start.
I've always admired this 10-year-old child from St. Louis, no? Vicky.
Vicky.
Yes.
Vicky is his name, if I remember right. Yeah, great, great, Chandra. You
Vicky,
get
you must start
inspired by
now.
listening to such people.
Yes, sir. Amazing. You must start now. There is so much clarity, so much of experience. You don't wait for something more to happen. Even if even one person comes, you can start changing that person, right? And they'll change. Start now. We don't have to wait for something more to happen.
Okay. Thank
Your
you.
time will get created
Yeah. Thank you.
automatically.
Thank you.
Okay. That's great.
I share all his thoughts and I love to listen to you and to others. Good, great, another great morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear friends. So we'll meet back tomorrow is our business leader segment. So we're going to head into powerful messages tomorrow. So join us by sharp 6 a.m. We're going to start the session at 6. Thank you all and have a great day.